हेलो। डायनेमिक गेम्स हो रहा है बिल्कुल। माइक ऑफ नहीं है, हम बोला ही नहीं है। बिल्कुल। स्टार्ट मांग रहे हैं। माइक ऑन है, वॉल्यूम कम है। अरे यार उसका क्या सीन है? देना चाहता है। यो ब्रो, जान पूछ के करा है रे। जान पूछ के करा है भाई, ताकि तुम्हें आवाज ना आए मेरी। समझे? अभी आ रही है क्या? अभी आ रही है क्या आवाज? क्यों नहीं हो रहा है ना? अभी नहीं, दो बार हो रहा है। ये बता चल। हाँ बोल, क्या बोले? क्या बोले? स्ट्रीम को लाइक करो फटाफट। क्या बोले? गेम खेलने जा रहे हैं। वॉच पार्टी करके देखते हैं। देखते हैं मैच 9:30 बजे से थे शायद। मैच 10 बजे से थे। तो देखते हैं बंदे कैसे हैं, क्या है। देखते क्या होता है। क्या पता वॉच पार्टी भी कर सकते हैं। तो टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है। क्या बोलते हैं? स्टार्ट है रेंज में। अच्छा पे क्यों नहीं रहा स्टार्ट? टाइम लगा रहा है इसको। इसको अपडेट किया ना हमने, इसलिए आप खेलो यार पलक। आप खेलो, मैं ज्वाइन करता हूँ तो। अभी कोई है भी नहीं। मैं देखता हूँ, वॉच पार्टी कर सकता हूँ अभी। आप लोग खेलो। कुछ भी हो सकता है, वही कह रहा हूँ। आप गेम के मजे लो। न्यू क्या है? अरे ये तो लाइव चल रहा है ऑलरेडी यार। कौन सा चल रहा है?
Not too far separated, but final call for foot. Now disadvantaged, broke. So they try to figure out what they can do
What?
to get back into this game. They have the knives. Yes, they have. That neural
सिक्योरिटी तो आ रहा है, ठीक है। मैच स्टार्ट होने वाला है शायद। एनआरजी वाला मैच है क्या? मेरे को लग नहीं रहा है। फक यार, क्या होगा? शेड्यूल, अच्छा शेड्यूल चल रहा है अभी। 7:30 बजे वाला से कब से स्टार्ट हो रहा है?
I wouldn't expect some kind of long A play because they've been trying that a lot. It feels like you'd be dipping into that well a little bit too much, but at the same time with the Blade Storm, it's a great angle, a great opportunity. You know, if NRG commits to that fight themselves to maybe do some serious
एनआरजी
damage.
gonna win
Maybe
फुल।
a deep push out.
अच्छा आप देखते हो क्या इसको?
And wait. It's like they're going to really spread the map here. Maybe a crunch towards mid.
Could just be a walkabout from Sop. Double peek from Garage, trying to isolate a pick. Paranoia sent very early as Sociables, trying to take some space. Cage gonna be popped. Won't get a reveal off that one, and they are very suspicious about his location. TP's out. It's gonna be a smattering damage suffered by that shock dart. Another smoke gonna be cycled in.
टूर्नामेंट का नाम क्या है?
Here's backside instantly. He's able to dispatch Cristalli.
Get him.
And that's the Vandal now on the floor. Swing out though, Sop able to find one. Needs a hell of a lot more.
अरे सेक्सी यार ब्रो, क्या मारा रहे हो?
Comes away with 3.
अरे इसमें क्वालिटी क्यों नहीं आ रही है?
For the weapon and Scuba. So close to death. Neural death now. Invested. Right click attempt, no. One to the back of the head. And they know exactly where Scuba's at. Sop. What a way to rally back into this round. Weapons recovered and on for an ace. Scuba.
अरे यार वीसीटी चल रही है क्या? एक सेकंड में वो डाल दूं क्या अपना? वाईटी पे डाल दूं क्या? मेरे को एक थंबनेल बना के दोगे यार? पहला एक थंबनेल बना के दे मेरे को व्हाट्सएप पे यार, अगर हो पाए तो। व्हाट्सएप पे इंस्टा पे मेरे को भेज दो, UP07 की मैं स्विच करके। जो मैं वॉच पार्टी का
to shut it down.
डेड पैड वॉच पार्टी का एक थंबनेल बना दूं
More damage, yet
जो मैं
again,
चिपका
not
दूं
enough,
इस
but
पे।
still 20 seconds to play with.
हो
They
सके
don't
आपको
see
अगर
below, and the MasterCard Thrifty will be found.
Just
पीसीटी
ridiculous.
चल रहे हैं ना।
We've been waiting for Sop to come alive. And this is an unbelievable blade storm. Nice tee up there with the saturate. That right there is gorgeous. Just simply stunning.
If there's one way to get the blood pumping, that certainly is it.
Now, where shop?
This is far from over. The money still there for this buy. No outlaw for the half armor punish. As NRG gonna look to try to make this very aggressive.
Look at the fast rotates here, though.
They're just stacking this one up, and NRG
दे
immediately
सकते
has
हैं
to pump the brakes. Call a cancel on this push.
यार, एक थंबनेल मांगा है, उसको भी पैसों में दोगे? नाइस रे।
Probably leaves an extra player over here for foot
एक
potential.
थंबनेल मांगा है रे।
We have kind of read into this nicely. This is good macro.
I have the spike.
Putting the 3 back over to CB.
मानना पड़ेगा यार तुम्हें।
Couple SMGs though, gonna be in NRG's hands, so may have them pondering. Perhaps
क्यों हो रहा है?
he is gonna be a little bit more tentative.
Bought out onto the jet. The up and over from Mata. Not able to find a punish quite just yet. Will force a reposition. Tailwing over into the corner. Spike gets planted and Sop ends up getting bound. Zeus now eliminated the duelist down. NRG. Looking to steal his
इससे ज्यादा नहीं हो पाएगा ना।
Skills forward. Is able to find
ठीक है,
Ethan.
ठीक।
Opens up the side a little bit more for them, but the counter spam is going to be
हाँ,
brutal.
अच्छा है।
As the shock dart into the
मेरे को
corner.
वॉच पार्टी के लिए थंबनेल चाहिए यार।
Just doesn't have
वॉच
anything
पार्टी के लिए
else.
थंबनेल बनाना है।
But Mata
बना सकते हो तो जल्दी बताओ।
ends up losing his life, but Kiko now the run back. Going to be immediately invested, immediately shut down as Cristalli finds a headshot. The push forward, Kiko eliminated.
भाई बहुत तकड़ा गेम है भाई इनका ना। मतलब मैं माइक निकाल देता हूँ ना, नहीं मगर मेरे को गेम साउंड नहीं आएगा ना।
It's just being bought, it's being drained.
मुझे दे दो स्किन गेम।
His
अरे
NRG
देंगे देंगे बिल्कुल यार। ये मैं तेरे को क्या कह रहा था एल्मिया, क्यूआर कोड वेबकैम के ऊपर या नीचे
Before the match, they
Block
not
over.
out. They just want to brawl. You know, we know that Foot's gonna bring that fast tempo, that aggressive style, and we just have to match it. And they do here, just barely, but they do.
यार मेरे को ना यार वो जो लाइक वाला जो तूने मेरे को दिया ना, वो मेरे को दूसरा दे, छोटा करके दे उसको।
It was that.
This is a mud fight.
Hey, you can have a slugfest in the mud.
या तो उसको हटा दे, स्कैनर को अभी हाइड कर देते हैं। स्कैनर का भी कोई काम।
Look at the buy this time, not with those knives to try to rely on.
Right.
Two sheriffs alongside these vandals.
Both teams' economy not quite.
अरे बैकग्राउंड पे चल रहा है, दिख क्यों नहीं रहा है?
G has to buy down to a bulldog to get full armor for Ethan.
Walkabout not going to be able to find anything in drone. Just going to be cleared by Mata.
ग्लिच हो गया।
It's typical positioning for the start of the round, so this doesn't
Glitch
give
हो गया,
any
glitch।
real information over to Foot yet.
Trying to.
अरे वो लाइक वाला है ना, थोड़ा छोटा करके देना यार एल्मिया। सुन रहा है क्या? वो पूरा चैट पे दिख नहीं रहा है। अगर मैं आईपैड पे देख रहा हूँ, कुछ देख रहा हूँ या कुछ ऐसा कर रहा हूँ तो शो नहीं हो रहा है लाइक वाला। अभी देख लाइक वाला इस पे शो हो रहा है केवल, ठीक है ना? अभी तो दूसरे में नहीं हो रहा है। बाकी जैसे मैं बाई चांस आईपैड में देखता हूँ स्ट्रीम या कुछ ऐसा, तो उसमें नहीं हो रहा है वो। हेलो भाई, क्या हाल है? वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम।
Well, the smoke is pretty delayed, so they're already going to be able to scale forward. That camera again situated. But does Scuba tap it is the question. Zeus is
ये हो रहा है क्या? या ब्रो, ये होगा भाई।
managed to work his way forward into the garage. Detection on the one.
ये कब हो रहा है?
Can be tied to this angle, and Scuba's
By
just
six.
looking to hold this line. Amada now going to be caught. Anticipating that counter swing.
उसे पता नहीं था कि लेफ्ट में बनता है, पता है?
He ends up falling. Flash connecting the neural theft going to be invested. Player positions now revealed as Ethan holds them back with that.
स्किन बड़ा प्यारा है इसका। हाँ मुझे दिए, हाँ दिए। अरे यार एल्मिया, मेरे को, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, जो तुमने मेरे को वो दिया था ना लाइक वाला, जो अभी चैट में आया सबसे टॉप पे, ये मेरे को थोड़ा स्मॉल करके दे दो यार, हल्का हल्का छोटा बना के दे दो। ये ज्यादा बड़ा हो गया है थोड़ा, मतलब इसको छोटा करके दे दो। बहुत प्यारा रे, बहुत प्यारा। एल्मिया सुन रहा है ना तू? और यार तुम्हारे अकाउंट में 40,000 रुपए आए होंगे, देखो अब तो भेज दो मुझे यार। आई एम योर मोस्ट रेगुलर व्यूअर। मुझे यार रेगुलर व्यूअर तो नहीं हो वैसे। रेक्सी ही यो ब्रो। रेक्सी भाई कहाँ रहता है तू? स्ट्रीम पे तो आता ही नहीं है।
Everybody's in a position where they could follow up off of each other. And so it's really well coordinated on both sides. NRG saying, hey, ease up. But the problem for NRG is the money. That round right there was a big
अबे मेरा
regard.
दिखेगा क्या?
Have his blade storm. Is it his turn to give us incredible performance like we saw from Sop?
सुन रहा है क्या एल्मिया? मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ, जो तूने लाइक का मुझे बना के दिया, प्लीज यार उसको थोड़ा स्मॉल करके दे दे यार, हल्का, ज्यादा स्मॉल भी नहीं, हल्का स्मॉल, कि मैं कॉपी कर सकूं। स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर देना यार, चूज देख रहा फटाफट। एम नहीं लगा उसको, कोई नहीं, अच्छा था।
That was a ghost.
He's reading the pivot.
एक वहाँ बैठा है।
Setting up this blaze wall, could have made his way into the site. He's got to try to clear it out, and he
ओ देखा, उसको पता नहीं था शायद।
As NRG, they get themselves to match point. They
आजा भाई पार्टी से।
bank a foot.
पार्टी यार तुम लोग खेलो, अपन मैं थोड़ा ये मैच दिखाता हूँ फिर खेलता हूँ। आज वॉच पार्टी चलेगा, थोड़ा आप लोग खेलो, वैसे भी मेरा खेलना ना खेलना तो बराबर ही है मेरे भाई। आप लोग खेलो, मैं आता हूँ, ज्वाइन करता हूँ। बस एल्मिया तूने सुना नहीं मैंने क्या बोला? तूने सुना क्या मैंने बोला? क्या इससे पहले 4-5 बार बोल चुका हूँ मैं भाई। मेंबरशिप लिया था तू, मेंबरशिप एक्सपायर हो गया क्या? परसों तो तूने मेंबरशिप लिया तो रिफंड मार लिया क्या तूने? वाह यार, तू मेंबरशिप लिया, मैं रिफंड मार लिया। तुम मेकर चाहिए या स्ट्रीम ओवरले मेकर? मेरे को कुछ नहीं चाहिए अभी, मैं खुद कर लेता हूँ वैसे सब कुछ। अपने तुमने सब कुछ अब मैं बना लेता हूँ, मेरे को ऐसा कोई जरूरत नहीं है अभी फिलहाल किसी की। अगर इन केस अगर चैनल मेरा चलेगा बाई चांस कभी, मेरे को लगता तो नहीं है कि कभी चलेगा, बट अगर चलेगा तो मैं पक्का देखूंगा कभी ऐसा ओवरले, इंट्रो और बाकी सब चीजें के।
I was just curious if Zeus was going to take a peek at that.
Feels like this is going to have to be a wombo combo play. That convergent paths alongside the Hunter's Fury to try to shut this down.
इसका कैसा चाकू है रे?
Their push disguised.
नाइफ कैसा है रे इसका?
Some noise made out in the mid. Tripwire going to be cleared by the shock dart.
नहीं,
Create as much confusion, as many question marks on the map as they can.
Going to be sent. Sop to be spotted. Hunter's Fury is going to be called in. Cristalli trying to peel back some of this pressure. Scuba lurking forward. Sociable there on the corner. Find a little bit of damage. The push out of garage. He looks for a little bit more, but now sees another player have to backpedal away. The turn of the flash. Sociable able to find one. Kiko going to be shut down. The spray and pray from Yeta J is able to find Scuba. And but
Scuba ने भी ले लिया रे। नाइस यार।
This map, this series is not over yet. London, strap in, because we're going to overtime.
And we're getting our first one here, Masters London. Our first overtime of the event. Hard to imagine it took this long, but this is exactly what you wanted to see. Foot just mirroring the rotation so nicely. Trying to do everything they could, but to create a confusion on the map. But that clear of that trip kind of gave away the script. Maybe. That's okay because a couple opportunities. It's going to be Foot starting on that attacker side.
25-26 points है ना?
In that regard, so slightly favored. Mata, last cannon. Shock dart misses. Rock gonna have to re-clear with the drone. Gonna see the waylay. That's a lot of info because generally where Zeus is, there's going to be some more members behind it. Drone as well.
They are stacked up. This is going to be an absolute mess of a brawl, and it's one that NRG are coming on top of. Sop and Zeus immediately dispatched as they get eliminated, and now Foot going to be scrambling, scratching their heads, wondering where in the hell they can find success on this map.
What a setup there. Having that extra layer with the tripwire.
वो इधर रहते हैं, दो इधर रहेंगे, वो जगह नहीं छोड़ते, और हम लोग क्या करते हैं, जगह छोड़ के दूसरे में चले जाते हैं। अभी दो यहीं है ना।
anticipate that Kiko's going to want to take a fight other than just make sure they don't push. They don't
मतलब एक
take
मिड
any
पे था पूरा
space.
साइड पे नहीं था उससे पता चला तो शायद जगह से जाता रहा
Angle not going to be great. The tripwire will alert the initial start of this flank. Still have another one set up over at C long, so it seems like
तो मेरे को दिखाना था रे वेब कैमरा और मेरे को राइट में लेके जाना था मैप ही हाइड हो रखा उनका तो मेन तो ये चीज है ना
Paranoia going to be sent out. EJ blinded up, but not at risk. He can turn a curveball. He could find success, but Cristalli able to find one. Touch back.
अबे भाई क्या मार रहा है यार
Sociable finds a shot, and now it is all down to Brock. They're trying to find this opening around, and he cannot. The 3v5 to convert it, and Foot now are up to map point.
Patience pays dividends here. That's his own smoke. That's really nicely thought out by Sociable.
भाई ये गन साउंड ना बहुत प्यारा है बहुत प्यारा है
Continue to do damage, and he does just that. And it's going to be a quick pump.
बहुत प्यारा है बहुत प्यारा
Brakes have been pressed.
गन साउंड ना इसका
NRG going to quickly take some time to talk this through. You only get one.
अरे स्ट्रीम पे आना है ना होता नहीं है
They
तुम्हारा क्या
immediately want to make sure that this attacker side round is going to be something that'll at least keep this overtime alive.
Oh, and what a map this has turned out to be. NRG with a timeout looking to try to get that reset.
यश तो मिलता है इसमें
Looks like Sop will be going for the same thing here. That glass cannon operator currently in hand. Yetajay with an O.
कॉपी है
They want
कॉपी
this
बना
to end. They want to take a breather to go to fracture.
कच्चा दूध तो नहीं है ना
Close it from here.
कच्चा दूध नहीं है
They need to rally back into this.
सेंसी खेल रहे हो कोई खेल रहा है कोई
They want to close
देख लो
this in
जो
true
खेल रहा है
Sop fashion.
मैं तो नहीं खेल रहा हूँ यार अभी फिलहाल थोड़ी देर बाद खेलूंगा
Been a lot of
Watch
different
party
looks
का।
that NRG has shown on their attacker side, so
तो तू
kind of guess initially, but Foot gonna hedge their bets a little bit, putting the Cypher
तुम
util
पूरा रेगुलर देखते हो क्या इसको जो चल रहे हैं परसों से चालू आया 6 तारीख से
trying to see if they can garner a little bit of information. NRG trying to see if there's anything. Nothing at long A, and they're walking maybe into a trap.
Gonna fall back here.
Oh, Zeus, he's going to have to strike very quickly here, but he's going to be taken down. Bottom able to find one, but Yetajay with that Odin able to deliver 2 kills. Backpedals away off that blind. Meanwhile, Sop is checking forward. Still has that operator. Gets himself into a rough position, but will be able to jump back. And Kiko, he's going to jump up into the garage.
हाँ
And suddenly, it's a 2v4
Yeah.
with Brock down to
सो
30.
जाओ
Putting an immense amount of weight and pressure
खाना
on
नहीं
the
खाया
shoulders of Scuba. And Cristalli could just win it right here.
Spike down B.
एक विंस मैच हो
One of the best players for
इसके
this
बाद कोई
team.
मैच नहीं है क्या 9:30 बजे है ना एक और मैच 10 बजे
Has
ये
to do it
10:30 बजे है
all.
बेस्ट ऑफ
Finds the first, but eats more damage for health. This should be him dead, and it is. Sociable will find it, but close out
जीत गए रे
14 to 12. And that means we are going the distance. We
बहुत
are
प्यारा
going to fracture.
This was a hell of a map. It came damn close. But it's Foot who's going to show the resilience against one of the most resilient teams we have in Valorant. The young upstarts.
फ्रैक्चर
force a fracture
फ्रैक्चर
to
मैच
keep
अब
their
आने
chances
वाला
of
भाई
playoffs alive.
अबे कितने राउंड होते हैं इस
An
पे
incredible map here, an incredible series, and Fracture should deliver as well, so do not go anywhere.
मैच कितने होते हैं इस पे? ये स्किन दिखा रहे भाई 2 मिनट का गया
my game, huh? Get my.
कौन सा ऐड है रे?
Unleash your inner champion with Parimat Sports. Join now.
We have our first overtime at Masters of London with Foot bringing it to the full series. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Victoria, joined by Minnie and Billy. And Foot survive another map.
Yeah, and there's off a hero round here. Like we saw on Lotus, those post plants coming in strong from Foot. It seems like when they're in those 3v5s, in those heavy disadvantages, you can't count them out. They're able to set up nice crossfires and get nice kills going on. I do have to question once again though, Energy fundamentally shouldn't be losing 5v3s as a world champion.
Well, I mean, Billy has an argument for this.
I do.
With Foot.
Oh, yeah.
The Foot believer.
Yeah, I am the Foot believer, but I think that you could definitely see the preparation coming into Haven. They're probably actually not super happy the fact that it ended up going to overtime, because we saw how great they looked on that map previously, but I think the fact that they were able to close it out when the pressure got to that much, you know, we'd heard from Vlad previously about how, oh, we should be winning this map, we're not quite being able to close them out, but this time, finally being able to close that out, hoping to go into this third
Management
map.
बाकी
Now, Sop was a
management
little bit quiet in the
बहुत
earlier
तगड़ा हो।
part of this map, and he ended up stepping it back up. And Cristali is another player that also was super impactful.
Yeah, it seems
for
like
Haven.
every time he's on Haven, he's performing well. Some good clutches there for him. Here we see some nice executes on the A side of the map from Foot in this game. I had criticized Energy's defense, that it was often way too passive, and I think that Foot did a great job punishing that by going towards that A site and execing there, because if you get the advantage there at all, or even go even, that A side of the map is so easy to post plant, and there we saw a nice little waylay ult sop dash combo there to also open it up.
Yeah, definitely. Very explosive team coming into this, and Zeus having such a great performance as we've already highlighted. It's really nice to see that full confidence coming in from him. And what I really liked from Foot's game plan coming into today was no sort of overextensions, right? We've seen so many times where there's maybe moments where they need to be a little bit more disciplined, although I will say there was a round that Sop had where he shouldn't have done the things that he did. I think it was like a 2v1 where he jumped up with a shorty against Kiko, and then they ended up losing it. So I think coming into this last map, if they can kind of find that balance of overextending when they need to and being proactive and gathering that space on their attack, but then also just taking it back a little bit and remembering those protocols and being able to have that kind of discipline.
Now, you mentioned this is Cristali's map, but Zeus absolutely on form.
Yeah, in EMEA, he was playing a lot of Phoenix. It wasn't going so well, but they managed to find the Waylay, and the Waylay for him has been phenomenal every time he plays it. And it's just beautiful to see. He's been up there with Sop. We said that Sop had a bit of a quiet
बहुत तगड़ा यार।
this time around, because at this event, Zeus has been performing. It's not just been the Sop show. Zeus has been up there with him every time.
And let's not forget, Zeus was part of this roster from kickoff last year, so he's been there from this older generation of Foot to this new era of Foot. And I think the way that he's been able to settle in and also have a greater performance, I think, ever since the arrival of Sop, we're really seeing that confidence come through from him. 262 ACS on that Waylay. It's been really impressive for him to come onto this global stage and have the performance that he's been having.
What I really like is you were pointing out the very different styles these two teams have approached to this, but it has been neck and neck every single round for both maps.
Yeah, exactly. I think that once again, criticizing Energy on that defense side for doing a lot of flood rotations rather than pushing out. Again, on Fracture, that's something I'm also going to be critical of. They like to play some kind of flood style once again.
Gecko का वो लग रहा था,
Map theory
Wingman.
wants you to do that. I think that it suits Foot's style of play a lot more in the sense that it's all about pushing out and being proactive. Holding these sites is extremely hard, and so going onto this map, that is what I'm also looking at once again for Energy's defense.
I think for Foot's defense specifically, because that's the side that they'll be starting on, I'm looking at how they're going to make improvements in comparison to how their game against Vitality went. They only managed to win 4 rounds on the defense there. However, in saying that, the defensive protocols that they had against Full Sense in the very opening series was really good. As we mentioned, taking control of those extremities, Sop and Zeus being the star kind of players in terms of that, but then also Yetije being such a great site anchor.
I think what it was is that Foot are very aggressive on defensive Fracture, like I love, but Vitality had the read. They just sat back to
करने
wait
के
for
लिए
it. I think
कोच है, कोच ने बात करने के लिए रखा है क्या
so one-dimensional about those push-outs. I think it is the way to play the map. It's just that you can't just do it so obvious.
Yeah, don't just be taking A main space. Give us some bridge crunches and things like this. Not just pushing out of one avenue, but actually gathering that and just denying information from NRG as much as possible. You don't want them to be getting into these post-plant situations.
It is also a map where that Jet, I do think, has its weaknesses. When you want to push out on this map, you want to have those ray satchels, you want to have that neon stun, you want to have ways to trap people in. And the Jet doesn't provide that. And so to me, it ends up being about Sop's individual form. If he's just pushing out, he's going to need to win aim duels. And then the last map is a little bit quieter. He cannot be quiet on this map.
Well, because of how competitive it is right now, every single player is going to be needing to step up for Fracture.
Yeah, exactly. Zeus swapping, well, he's not swapped, but he's on the Raze right now. I'd love to see him honestly play the Waylay on this map. He has been decent on the Raze.
Yeah, I have to agree. And then when we look over towards NRG's side, we're going to see Mada picking up that Waylay. I'm intrigued to see how that looks. We also see Brock being on this Brimstone. Now, this is an agent that he's been having to pick up across a couple of maps. Of course, we're very much used to this man on your screen right now, being on that Sova, being on that Odin, but has started picking up the Brimstone, the Vise, and whatnot more recently.
The attack side for the Waylay, it's strange that he's not got too much support here, but look out for him dashing into tower, and then if there's nobody there, he can continue to go onto the site and they don't have to use much utility. If there's any danger in tower, he can just saturate right back, refract right back out.
And on the opposing side, it is usually Yetije that is being a little rat in tower. We saw so many times in their series and on Fracture so far throughout this.
I think Kiko on the Phoenix, this is the map that Phoenixes love. You've got 4 orbs on the map to farm. Kiko has been farming as well as a player. I hope that he's able to get a lot of ults on this half.
अरे
Be the defining factor about going into this playoff.
Yes, that's right. This is for playoffs. This is a do or die situation here. This is the last life for these teams to move on. So Foot or NRG, they really want this NRG. Reigning champs, so much experience. You have so many expectations of them. Minnie, you've been a little bit more critical of them, but as you should be for a team that's already won a huge trophy versus a Turkish team who's really trying to win it all for the very first time. Now, fast, aggressive teams, they work well with momentum. So is Foot going to carry forward in this map, or is it going to be NRG continuing into playoffs as we send it back to our casters?
A third and final map to determine it all. It's best to simplify it, to boil it down, a best of one to determine who moves forward and who makes their early exit from Masters London. Foot pushed to the brink to manage to make it the Fracture. But will that momentum build-up be enough to carry them forward? They've been good in the pistols. Let's see if that continues or if NRG can still come out on top.
It's like, again, Foot looking for the north side crunch.
अरे नहीं चाची ठीक है कोई नहीं.
They immediately turn their attention back over.
Zeus looking for that clearance here, but a bit of damage going to be found, but he cannot take down each. Canteen wants to push forward into Canteen is looking strong. NRG able to find Cristali and Sociable and Sop will be able to find some kills. Sop off camera, coming away with 2.
बिल्कुल बाद में करते हैं कोई नहीं.
Hands
ठीक है.
layer down onto the floor. Kiko able to get some.
अरे चाची कैसे बात कर रहे हैं?
Sop though rescaling and the spike is going to be ushered toward the north side. He will look to make this an A-site plan, but we'll be able to get the spot out. Kiko now.
To
Picks
get
up one,
back,
just
bye
Scuba with
bye.
16 health,
Okay.
doubling back through Arcade. This just looks nigh impossible. I mean, Yeta completely untouched. 2 players would go down to a single shot from the Sheriff, but how are you meant to isolate? And you're just so outnumbered. Finds the first. And will get some damage in, but cannot get the follow-up. Foot will find another opening pistol.
This is going to be one that maybe NRG ends up kicking themselves about a little bit. They just keep pushing through, and Sociable, Sop holding both sides here. Canteen and Gen, they say no. We know you guys like to get aggressive. We are perfectly poised to push back. They do more than that. Huge, huge win here for Foot. The defender side, I think, a little bit wanting against Vitality to compared to what we saw against Full Sense, but I think you got to kind of take some of those lessons you learned from Full Sense and just take some fights.
Look for that up and over. Yeta ringing out a shot. Position going to be known. Page popped the push forward though, and Kiko not clearing out that back corner of the site. The spike now going to be on the floor. Sociable looking for a little bit more. Will end up falling, but it's just Ethan dead. As Yeta will find himself 3 and Foot.
अरे दूसरा राउंड भी निकाल लिया यार.
Exactly what you needed. Some pretty quick rotations over. Hold of the line on the site. So Foot, well poised to do some more damage potentially on this bonus. They're going to be carrying a lot over. Tremendous work there by Sociable with the Bulldog. Yeta so good. He just always seems to come up with these big multi-kill rounds when Foot needs them. That one right there just
2-0 हो गया है ना.
really clean.
It's another really strong start for Sociable as well on Fracture. Trying to get that orbital strike online very quickly.
Good point.
Seems like NRG wary of a potential Southside crunch. Yeta is going to go on a walkabout. He's going to continue to scale forward. Slotted here against the wall. Toggles the camera. He's able to spot it out. They're not going to have the read at all. As Yeta finds 3. The Neural Theft spotting out the 2 remaining players.
भाई क्या मारा रहे हो?
So well favored to convert this bonus. Cristali pushing forward. The tripwire in position. Is Kiko going to be one away from a run it back? He can find one more kill. Might feel like he has to commit it, that he can commit it into this round to try to get the conversion, but he will not be able to find that elimination. Scuba trying to isolate them and pick them apart, but he cannot. 3-0 start from Foot, and it looks like that momentum has indeed carried forward.
Well, he does it again. Another massive ulti-kill for Yeta. And they just don't quite read off of that cam. He's got so many tricky setups. You know, the desk was talking about, Billy was talking about how annoying he is in tower, but this one catches him off guard as he slots forward. And he's so annoying on that Cypher. Every piece of util, you never know if there's going to be him or somebody else playing off of it. Now you can go into the Outlaw for Sop. They're going to buy a little bit of time there. Quick haunts exchange, so Cook going to be pretty well aware, and they're going to be quickly rotating up on the north side.
A quick spot out, double dash up in a tower. It's a very fast wraparound for Mata.
There.
As Cage will drop, Ethan going to be spotted into the corner. Tagged up, Cristali just holding down M1, trying to find that elimination, but it's going to be Yeta just running and gunning to find the enemy IGL. Spike brought forward onto the site, but no closer to really getting this plant enacted. They're going to try to commit for it now, but the players are just getting picked apart.
One enemy
Plant in the corner, and Brock will just be able to find 2 kills with a right click. A little bit of damage to try to slow down this balloon of the economy, but it's still going to be that 4-0 start in NRG. We might be looking at another early timeout call from Bunkar on the other side.
Yeah, I would think so. This is just really good stuff from Foot. They're so fast to rotate. They're so fluid on this map, and that's exactly what Fracture needs. That's what defenders need to do. One of the things I kind of was worried about with
Bambino, feeling confident that they have the read.
Absolutely. But one of the things that some teams kind of rely on in this map is like holding the line with the Cypher. And
और में ऐसा क्या साइन बना भाई?
Foot got a little too passive, gave maybe Vitality a little bit too much respect, like what we're seeing here. Making those early reads, making those aggressive push-outs to try to get info quick. They're doing it again here. Deep haunt at tree. This time, NRG So try to confuse them by going to the other side off of that. See if they can find any purchase, but Trip here. Set up for Yeta J to give them a little bit of extra info. Mata calling it out. Kiko already has his ult, so doesn't need the orb.
Stop at the moment, staring in towards halls.
कितने
There's
कितने?
the tripwire cleared. Yeta J to try to keep him protected. Sop's just going to be tucked into the corner now, scouted out, spotted. Slips the net up. He updrafts up over the top towards Dish side. Meanwhile, it's just going to be a 1-for-1 as Yeta J does get taken down, but Sop is rewarded. The snap back on the ultimate.
हाँ मैं कितने दिन है?
Kiko, but Scuba will be
ठीक
able
ठीक
to
ठीक 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 ठीक
intercepts him now, swapping the weapons as the spike
बिल्कुल
gets planted. Ooh. That wasn't even a snapback. Either way. Stolly picked apart. It's just going to be 3 players strong over in halls. As this is pretty much impossible to break. I mean, if you had the orbital strike now, feel pretty decent about the odds, but needs to be able to find that first kill, and he cannot. Mata will be able to find that 3K. The operator able to be carried forward, and this was a big all-in gamble from NRG that ends up paying off.
But it almost doesn't. What a play here from Sop. I mean, yes, NRG gets the round. Nice work by Mata to lock down the post plant, but that maneuver there to deal with the Phoenix ult, dude. Oh my God. That was incredible movement from Sop.
It felt like that was going to be the round-winning play, but
yeah,
NRG still able to persevere. Their own orbital strike now going to be online as well as a Nightfall.
And Mata's one away from a convergent path. But with all this pressure Foot's been creating, making it a little bit difficult to find that early orb quickly. Rethink of ideas. Of course, with that op there as well. You can always look to that to just give you that ult and have it for the post plant potentially. Here they go.
Nightfall just going to be connecting onto the one. Yeta J backpedaling deeper into Canteen. Spawn clears out the rest of the site. Kiko eating a bit of spam early. We'll be able to get himself healed back up. Meanwhile, Scuba dancing around over towards that bench side, but it's going to be Kiko coming away with 2 kills. Searchable. Yeta J both going to be taken down. Crystalli able to find the one, but nothing more. The 2v4 now. Spike still in tower. Kiko already halfway to another run it back.
Love that.
Sop just trying to get deeper out onto this angle. Find anything that he can. Does he have a corner to tuck in? No, he does not. He's going to be burned to a crisp. What a read, whether it's Brock, whether it's Ethan making the call, either way, that secures the round win. NRG able to find 2 in a row.
और एक हो गया रे.
It's just incredible. They're able to just barely find that open space. It's hard as the defenders. You got to talk about how proactive you have to be, but it is Fracture, so you end up not always being able to cover all your bases. And NRG sniffs out the open space, starts dissecting players, removing them from the round one by one. Should be a little bit of time here to maybe consider going hunting, if you so choose. There's a little bit of money here, but a couple players pretty low on the side of Foot. Sop only at 150 credits, but does have the Blade Storm, so he's A-okay.
They've got Zeus 2 charges from a showstopper. Feels like NRG just taking the measured play to not try to eventually funnel some more over to him. One around to be found. And Sociable just dead from behind.
Nice positioning there from Kiko. That's a great job. We've seen some really good
Comeback हो
reads on
जाएगा.
where some of these teams want to position themselves for their ults, and the other team has the counter quickly to try to deal with it. So some really good preparation being shown. Blade Storm is going to go. Once again, looking for some kind of pressure. I mean, this has been their kind of go-to plan here early.
Scuba far enough around that corner to not get spotted if this north side swing does continue. Pulls off the camera for now, but now we'll have the spot out as the cam gets cleared. We have to know that he's going to be on that arcade side, but seems like Foot off the back of that haunt, sussing out that this is going to be another A hit coming in. He's going to be chucked out. Crystalli unable to clear that Prowler fast enough, but Sop arriving, has the tailwind away. Convergent paths ends up getting sent. Mata goes diving forward. From up and over the top, Sop cannot deliver a single kill. Only a tiny lick of damage onto Kiko. Zeus has arrived on the scene. Spike stuck on site. Paint shell gonna be good to get a good amount of damage and pushes Brock out into the open, but he narrowly is able to find that elimination. That means that Zeus now down to 30. Tries to create some pressure around the back, but it's going to be Scuba on this flank now arriving. Finding the first, Sociable with a tap, and he will quickly fall thereafter. Scuba finds the fire.
come back दिख रहे हो क्या वहाँ
One
से?
round away from tying things up.
And I wouldn't be too surprised now to see a timeout from Foot. We never did see one from NRG. They held it close to the vest. You've got to be kidding me, Mata. That is ridiculous. The no-scope blinded up. Gets the kill anyway. And then Scuba pressured early in the round and just uses that against his opponents to slowly work his way through to have the dagger to seal the round. And indeed, it will be Foot's timeout now in our Coinbase win condition. I think you just got to stop going dish so much. I mean, it's just been too much of that where they're trying to get those early crunches. You know, Foot had a lot of success with this, especially against Full Sense, but also a little bit against Vitality where you're able to catch that, you know, first player out a little bit, maybe get that quick pick or at least force them back to make the quick rotations. And they try to do that here, but the fact that Sop doesn't get any value out of that Blade Storm, really brutal in terms of finding a win condition for that round.
Yeah, and I think a big part of this is just trying to pick the players up a little bit more here. Clearly have cooled off a bit, Zeus. I mean, not expecting him to have the same level of impact with his raise as he was having on the Waylay. He's looked very, very strong on that. But him at 4 kills, right there with him. And then Crystalli again with a bit of a soft start into this map in particular. There's a lot of things that you want to just try to key up, tune up, and fix going into this next round. Otherwise, NRG, they're going to be breaking your economy again and tying up the scoreline. Granted, you are starting from this defender side. There's still a lot to try to tally as Mata's going to be able to continue with these operators for quite some time. There's plenty of cash available to NRG, and Kiko nearly has that next run it back.
Yeah, it's a pivotal round for Foot. Showstopper in there. You get a buy-in. And get this to go. You're going to give yourself a really good shout at an even or positive half. But if you don't, NRG might just start streaking once again. This time they're aggressive on the south side. I like this. I like this a lot more. Look at this deep trip on B too from Yedajay over at Gen.
Oh, face forward and Sop will just immediately find that kill. Trip is now going to be cleared. Mata checking back that operator at the ready. Still no prowlers. Try to face in this. They nearly line up. Crystalli lucky to not be taken down at the same time. The Haunt now going to be invested, but they are already well aware of what is waiting them on the other side. Kiko, however, going to be found. Neural Theft immediately chucked out. Seeing these players retreating back through the spawn, and Social's going to try to find the catch, and he does. Brock dead. The spike now dropped. Scuba has to be careful on this recovery. Will be able to find the spike, but you still have Crystalli tucked back on the A site. Takes his way up and over the top, and seems like they're trying to assess which way they should go, but it's just going to be down 6 feet under. There's Mata now spotted, trying to clear this corner. The shot will whiff. Refracts back around the corner, but Yedajay has him outdone. The headshot found the operator, going to be lost, and Foot able to maintain a lead.
That's huge. Really nice timeout call here. Going to get that early pick onto Ethan, who's just not quite ready for that full push out. And Yedajay having a laugh over that one. And here's the crazy thing, didn't need to use the showstopper there as Foot. So you still got that in your back pocket.
Crystalli gets one away from that Nightfall.
Yeah, really nice round from Crystalli. Great hedging of your bets there as Foot, saying, okay, we've got control over B. Let's send one to A because we're giving up a little bit of space into mid towards our spawn. And that works a treat. Over up onto the north side. So now NRG saying, okay, we know you're not doing those dish pushes anymore.
They heard the tap of the door, but does give it the space. Orbit collected. Crystalli now with a Nightfall online. Yedajay trying to watch the camera, has a tiny little gap to peek through, but Blazewall is going to be set up as well.
I think they're going to try to pop the trip over on Mata's side and then set up for the execute. Try to see if they can pull some players. Or they might just change directions if he just gets enough space.
For now, it's a massive scale forward in the tower. Yedajay. Curveball goes in a little bit behind him, but still can't get the vision out, so will end up getting picked apart. He go out in front of this Molly. The rest of the team going to be held back by it for the moment.
I'll find you.
Will be the Haunt start things off first, but the clear comes in. Tap of the plant. Nightfall at the ready. Ethan, however, playing front gen. Very much catch them off guard. Looks like Sop at the same time and taking damage. She's down to 30. Nightfall going to be sent. Kiko will end up getting marked. Not quite enough of a spacing to be able to avoid that. The chuck forward though. Ethan dead. Paint shell now out. Saturate will be able to connect, slowing them down a little bit, and Kiko still trying to find his way out of this corner. The curveball going to be sent through, but blinds himself up, and it's going to be the covering fire out from tower to try to keep him in this round, and Scuba will be able to find Sop. NRG rally right back into this one as operators are going to be collected. One round away from tying this up.
Yeah, and it's just a really good counter read here from Ethan, doing a nice job at the beginning of the round, understanding that the methodology has changed for Foot, so we can change ours. Using that Phoenix really nicely to clear some space as Kiko. That's huge there. Talked about what a problem Yedijay can be. To eliminate him early from that B site makes it oh so much easier.
And they're going to be carrying this double operator forward.
Oh my.
No, that there isn't going to be one on the other side. So can give them some very favorable opening duels.
In fact, just a stinger for Yedijay. Couldn't even buy up here. So this is going to get potentially a little weird.
Scuba will have Mana able to quickly turn back around, but it's a little bit of a delayed reaction, and Sop is actually able to find Mana. Finds a further away player, and now Scuba frantically trying to find something that he can get. Manages to find the one kill, but Zeus will trade it back up. That puts Foot now in a key advantage position. C's going to be out. Cristalli isolated, taken down off the decay. Yedijay, however, still here with that stinger. He's able to finish the job, swaps over to the classic, eventually will be fished down his block, finds that elimination now, the orbital strike available for him, as the spike will get planted.
Spike planted.
Launching smoke.
Sky Smoke down, just trying to slot his way out towards main, and he's able to win the fight versus Zeus as well. Tap now, called in the orbital strike. Pushing Sociable off of that plant, the molly. Gonna be layered in as well, just no chance, no way to even try to hold this one a half.
Smoke's down.
Sky Smoke cleared. Ethan getting the spot, the tap. He's anticipating this rewrap. Takes down Brock. And now into the 1v1. The defuse being stuck. Can he just hold the completion? He absolutely can! A Red Bull clutch! Has Foot get up to 6, and he somehow manages to survive.
That is so unbelievably well played there by Sociable. That smoke positioning, so good. Reminds me of what Forsaken did on Sunset the other year. You put it just a little bit in front of you, and it makes it a lot harder for the opponents to guess where you're at. And he even gives himself an angle to play around the side. That's gotta feel good.
The tension buildup and the relief, but it has still been some back and forth. I'm sure the coaching staff would love to see some consecutive round wins to close out this half. NRG still with an opportunity to try to tie this up. We still are going to have money widely for another bye. Win or lose this round.
He gets one away from the convergent pass there. Sociable will have his ult though.
They slow things down. Scuba tucked over bench. Can try to get the up and over with this jet.
So tempting to just try to wait out Scuba there to see if he'll maybe push around the other side. Instead, they do end up clearing the trip. Are they going to try to take the zip here? Or are they just going to hold Zeus in the back to watch for him?
He's just going to be waiting to try to intercept that flank. They have a solid enough read on his position, but they still need to be able to try to hold the line here at the A side. Saturate going to be chucked in, Sop able to tuck back, dodges that one out of the orbital strike. Locks off Ethan for the moment. Cloudburst down. They fill this space. 40 seconds remaining. It's going to be Zeus now. Here within the side of Paint Shell at the ready. Could just chuck it into the corner. He would find an immense amount of value. But it's going to be Sop. Able to come away with one. Zeus now back towards Sands. Finds Kiko. Sociable finds Ethan. And Scuba can't find anything. A flawless round to chain together another one. And Foot, they get up to 7. Now looking for an 8 and 4 half.
Yeah, just the stall and coordination here from Foot, so nice. Sociable again, doesn't need to light up the kill feed, but he uses his ult to allow a reposition to just completely thwart this attack. And then NRG's left guessing where they're gonna be on site. And the reaction from Foot, so clean. So you still have just enough for most of a buy. Scuba only on a Guardian. Now you're going more of a default here for Foot. A little bit of a push out from Sop. But everybody else just trying to hold it be, just kind of guessing that this is how Energy is going to react. But Mata strikes from behind.
A bit of a bait there.
I know it.
Zeus trying to push forward. Meanwhile, Sociable not ready to get off the iPad. Mata takes it out of his hands. An amazing start to this round here for NRG, who very much need this round win. Zip across to the south side from Crystalli. J trying to push forward through that cage. And will be able to find one. Scuba eliminated. But as that smoke will fall, so too shall J. as Sop is the last one. A 1v3. Looks for Ethan, finds it. Let's work down the 12 health. Now the 1v2, the reposition. Kiko wrapping around through Canteen. The Molotov there to buy some time. A shout out to a squad that could not qualify, and Sop widely feeling like this round is likely going to be done, and it is. Kiko is able to get NRG up to 5.
Maybe a little shout out to Alfier. It's his birthday, so that could be it. But
could be.
Ooh, what a back and forth. But again, really solid defender side stuff from Foot.
I mean, after a 4-0 start, you got to be feeling decent about that one for NRG, but this needs to be an immaculate defense. If Foot could find another pistol, that might just be curtains.
I saw that Hazza was co-streaming today, so I had to come and say hello. How's it going up here?
Yeah, it's good. You know, it's a little bit more relaxed than being on the broadcast, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, don't get too comfortable. We need you back in peace.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's going for Foot, and Foot right now are going for broke. They're looking to lock up this win over our reigning champions of NRG. Found themselves in 3rd place at Master Santiago, and now we're staring down the barrel of potential elimination, being denied access to the playoffs.
Still a shout here, still some hope, but it's going to take a really good defender side. Foot have positioned themselves to go into that playoffs, to join Vitality. As an EMEA team, 2 would make it if they can do it. Regional pride, but definitely the pride of this young team, this young squad that came together and has shocked the world here. And this Fracture first half, I am giving it a very high mark. So can this attacker side match? Because if it can, they will be moving on here at Masters London for sure. Just a little creep up, just using that cyber cage. Kiko
fans right back to the chat. Trying to spur him on here, but it's going to be Scuba. He's able to find the opening value, but that paint shell gets lobbed in right at his feet, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Right to the rope though, and J going to be struck down. Ethan with that frenzy going to be favored every day. And now Crystalli gone as well. A 2v4. The Sociable not quite slipping the net. Brock has every idea, every understanding of this potentiality, but still will not be able to win out that fight. So now brought back into a 2v3.
Zeus just trying to group up.
They're just going to slip through and go plant this on A. NRG can continue with the pack mentality, play together, stay stacked up, try to get that retake going, but they will not be able to prevent the plant from coming through.
I dropped the spike.
And they're going to drop it over. This is taking a while, though. So now
they're realizing it.
Yep.
And this is still very slow.
30
Zeus is in an
seconds
all-in angle. No blast packs to try to make a quick exit. He has to find value here. It's going to be a little bit of a high-low, but
Last player
Zeus
standing.
still able to find 2 in that fight. 3 overall in the round. Sociable tapping the plant. Running out of time now. Has to drop down, go for the commitment. No, we'll just plant this up over the top.
10 seconds left.
But no Molly, no
Spike
smokes. The Sheriff
planted.
on the other side. And Sociable to peek in. Tagged. One more tap is all it'll take. And he needs a headshot. Staying planted in this position. And he wins it out! Mata expecting that he climbed the stairs. He just stays tucked away, and Foot are able to find their second pistol on this map. Now up 8-5.
Just unbelievable that they win this. 2vx situation, and Zeus says, I'm going to stick around. There's maybe Sociable calls for it either way, and it is the perfect read.
It's in the name. Zeus is doing God's work in that moment to be able to come away with those kills. Also gets himself halfway to a showstopper.
It's unbelievable. What a turn for Foot. Now it's going to take even more for NRG to dig back into this. We've seen an eco here today, so maybe NRG has something in store. Sop taps the orb to see if there's any kind of response, but NRG just gamble stacks. So they are happy, be a little bit patient, just looking for kind of a crunch play there off the back of the C's, it looks like. Instead, over to the A side. Now for NRG, the real question is try to find a way to dive the spike or see if you can do some damage. Just the classics, so no buy up. Gonna clear the trip, so Foot gonna be pretty well aware.
Smokes down.
There's even a secondary trip here, so we'll get confirmation.
Plenty of footsteps gonna be heard again.
Catch them.
Deep angle established for Zeus. But this will be more than enough to delay. They realize that this Hall's angle is gonna be stacked, so they will now just take the rope across and die on that dish side. Not look to give over anything additional. 2 Foot on this round, but Sop, he's like, well, I've got a Marshall. And he's got a hip fire to come away with 1 elimination. So Ethan gonna be taken down. Scuba, maybe with an opportunity to catch Yeta J off guard.
वो नहीं पाएगा डी.
Yeta J, no, surprise. And will get eliminated here, but the rest of NRG dead to the spike. 3 players surviving. Phantom the Bulldog gonna be carried over, but they cannot recover that Spectre.
Okay, now we're into the real meat and potatoes here for NRG. If they're going to start turning this around, absolutely cannot afford to give over another bonus. Foot's been really good at converting those, especially on this map, but if memory serves me correctly, I think they converted both bonuses against Vitality, still ended up dropping, but here today, I think they seem like they're in a little bit better form, a little more confident, a little bit better read, a little bit better pulse.
Yep, loss of Vitality widely came down to giving over that 4v2.
Cage triggered.
They're not looking to make the same mistakes. Meanwhile, the crunch coming through on this north side.
Launching smoke.
Smoke's going to be exchanged, but the space still widely is given up. Just Brock over on that sand side, but not liking what they aren't seeing. So we'll just go ahead and make a quick pivot across towards Kiko's campus. He's situated, sat here on B.
Oh, Yeta J.
Oh, Ethan. Wise to it. Man to find the wall bang. Meanwhile, Tripwire, they're going to try to hold them back. This little glimpse, they're on to Sop. As Zeus trying to scale forward, place this one quietly, and Kiko cannot hold down the sights. Another spike can get planted.
It's a huge find. Still have Prowler, still have C's, still have a Molly.
Now going to be cycled in again. There's that Molly not going to go deep enough, but Mata will. Peeks out, is able to find the one stop. Going to be traded out now. Zeus striking from Jen, gets himself a second. Another paint shell built up, tossed into the corner to give Ethan no hope, no recourse.
One enemy
Whoa,
remaining.
will fall, however. Suddenly it starts becoming a hell of a lot more possible. Looking for the hold there. Gets it up to half, but Ethan cannot get the drag across. Zeus perseveres, and it's another bonus conversion for Foot.
They are so good at this map. The positioning they're taking, the way that they're gonna flank out over towards Jen here for Zeus. And that big crucial kill onto Kiko to get the space. Nobody confirmed on the Prowler on the entry, not much information given over to NRG. And it's gonna be finally a timeout taken here for NRG on this map.
Yeah, amazingly, this is the first one. Having both here for this defender side, maybe it can end up being a boon for them, but they're gonna be calling this ahead of a thrifty attempt. As we take a look at the Coinbase win condition, the cash is not there. Meanwhile, there's a hell of a lot of it available to Foot. They nearly have a showstopper as well as that orbital strike online.
Yeah, I mean, now is the time for some trickery, for some kind of misdirections from NRG. Maybe throw some close range guns into the mix, see if you can bait them into going up in a tower, and maybe Scuba could do something, or who knows what exactly is going to be talked about here. But Vitality was able to make the comeback themselves after being in a similar situation where they lost 2 bonuses. A little bit different affair, but a little bit different scoreline. But NRG, again, keyword for them has always been resilience. Is that going to be enough here against a Foot squad who's already shown they have some of their own on Haven?
For NRG, I mean, it feels like they just need to find a gap, a way to weasel their way into the doorway. If they can get that, I know that they are very capable of breaking through. We know that Foot absolutely can crumble under that sort of pressure. For the moment, they are looking damn favored here. As Mata, that saturate, will get a catch on the one, faces in. Ethan immense amount of damage. It's just going to be a fract around the corner where there's a paint shell ready and waiting. Zeus again, able to find that kill. Will get sniped out of the sky by Frog, but South goes forward, finding revenge for his fallen teammate. A scrappy affair, but one that Foot comes out on top of. Scuba and Kiko both at Sands. They try to pull off a 2v3 with just Sheriffs. And still that Molotov at the ready for Sociable. Peek out, Scuba, whittle away, down to 10 health. Kiko again needing to deliver. They want to pull off what would be an absolute miracle, but it's one apiece. It's 11 rounds for Foot, and it's a 6-round deficit for NRG.
We know more than we did before.
It's so scary right now. NRG is so massively on the back foot, gonna be coming into a bye. Sop, love the aggression there. Deal with that player at the point of the attack. That gun unrecoverable, no problem at all. They can just cover that doorway, and there are those 2 ults. Showstopper, orbital strike. Do have some answers. Mata's gonna scoop up the operator. But is that gonna be enough here for NRG to start turning the tide? Fast beat crunch set.
Showstopper out, Mata dead. No refract magic there. Is absolutely out into the open. Scuba now will be able to find the timing. It's occasional fall. Looks for that second kill, but
ये
something
बड़ा गलत मारा है।
pops the blades immediately.
अच्छा खेल रहे हैं।
Kiko with a running back, sprinting forward.
हार जाएंगे
I think that he can, but it's going to be an off shot from the flank. Jump forward, Ethan dead, and Zeus with another 3-piece. And a chance at the 4th. It's Kiko. Will hold his own for 1. Have to be a 4K as well for him. And he's not going to look to try to play it out. Will just try to retain the weapon, but Foot now advance forward up to match point. NRG are going to need 7 rounds in a row just to push this to overtime.
They're feeling it, man. This time they're just gonna go B the whole way. They're given a little bit of breathing room at Arcade. And that's more than enough, and you've got to pump the brakes again as NRG. You try to go for the operator, but there's no escape valve there, no refract set up by the time the showstopper's coming through. NRG just has...
Come on, one more. Come on.
It's so weird because I hear big time voice.
You have to imagine how cathartic this will be. an organization that hadn't seen the global stage in well over a year. Now, a win away from getting themselves into a playoffs with a very young squad and taking down the current reigning world champions of NRG in the process. What an achievement this looks to be. A bye can be scraped together, but you still have that orbital strike in the back pocket of Sociable. Nearly the Nightfall online for Cristalli. This has to be perfection. This has to be miraculous, frankly, for NRG to get back into this map.
No, it's going to take everything that they can muster. The best we've ever seen from them if they can. But it is a long, long road to get there. And you're going to have to go through so much. Alt cycles, great game planning, great execution, the confidence flowing. Zeus has been incredible these last two maps. Absolutely brilliant performances on the Raze and the Waylay. And he has been knocking it out of the park with these big multi-kill rounds.
Well, that's not the way you want to be seeing this started. A botch job on the util. And now a deep camera placed in halls that cannot be cleared at the moment. Foot will continue to scale forward. NRG still 3 players saddled over on the opposite side of the map.
Take
The
it
block
down.
on the peak is able to find one. Zeus dead.
Smoke's down.
He called in the quick pivot back through the defender spawn. Now arriving is Kiko, as well as Scuba. Get over here, try to counteract this, and stop again. He's fearlessly trying to take position, but this time it's a massive overstep as Kiko. From rope will be able to find the kill, and it feels like Foot ends up absolutely overcooking this one. The neural depth will be committed. Cristalli able to find another kill to get some damage in to weaken the buy, but the defuse is there, and NRG managed to hold on by a thread.
Yeah, just a nice recovery here for NRG when things look like it might get a little bit weird because of the early misstep with the util, but Brock, the quick one and done. Ethan, the reposition there to counter Sop's movement. Able to just sit behind those smokes, looking for that extra player. You know, there's been a lot of crunches, so he's got to be aware that maybe that's where they're going to come from. Still, though, no ults invested for Foot. They're going to have a healthy buy still coming into this. A little bit extra money in the tank even. Op does get forked over, though, to Mata. So he's going to have his ult. Brock with the orbital strike. So a lot to work with now for NRG, who seems to be playing a little bit more of a give and then fight back at the point of attack kind of style.
Whereas that previous round was nothing but give from Foot.
Right.
Getting a bit too overconfident, a bit too overzealous. Looks like now some restraint being shown. Just going back to defaulting. Triple push to secure the orbit dish. Gets Zeus halfway to another showstopper. Mod at the same time, wondering where he should reposition to.
Should be able to lean B now as NRG. Prowler did not connect with anything, and Kiko's taken a ton of space. So I think they've got a pretty decent read. Just going to come down to execution.
Angle check into the arcade side. Nothing going to be spotted, so Sociable can just join in with them. Smokes at the ready. Now going to be called down. Mata. Convergent paths. If he sends that, might just connect onto damn near everyone, and it will. That slows things up, but now he's going to make his exit. Orbital strike going to be called in. Stop again. Going to be cooked as Brock has his own there. Check in towards main. Yeta J dead. And Mana, he's able to find another. It's going to be a Boombot kill for the tournament for that one, but the round still going over into the hands of NRG, and this time there are ults committed into this. Sociable can pull off one ungodly clutch.
Got the
Swap of
spike.
the gun, the spike going to be recovered. And that first point of contact, and then Scuba as well. Able to force him away. The time is just not going to be there, so Sociable will just try to hold on to this gun. NRG sticking around for a little bit longer. Moving their way up to 7, 5 more to go as Kiko trying to find this kill. He will not. Sociable, the last survivor.
I was curious. Don't want to think about the timeout just yet as Foot. You still have some more room for mistakes before you have to call another timeout to talk about things. You're going to have most of a buy here. Sociable only going to be able to go over to the Guardian, so going to hand that gun over to one of his teammates. Let's see what they want to do this time. Just a Nice little wombo combo there.
You're dead.
Right off the rip, they run it back to gain space.
Careful now.
Foot. Maybe gonna have to push the tempo, but look at this layering of the Cypher util from Scuba.
That's a good amount of information gained. Clear that tripwire. Meanwhile, the exec getting ready to come through. Scuba trying to face forward into halls. A little botch there on the blast packs. They get slowed up, and Ethan is able to find two. Just spraying into the smoke despite now Strand in this round. Looking very much lost. The cage will fall. Yedajay now spotted, none the wiser about this swing. Kiko will have him dead. Sociable.
Gotcha.
Once again, they try to hold onto the weapon, but this time it is just the Guardian. The economy whittled away at, and this is a massive opening for NRG to try to get back into this map.
It's gonna have to be an eco here on the next round for Foot. So Sociable again looking to save this gun. And they are maybe on their way to doing the unthinkable. So you would expect that we're gonna get at least to 9 here for NRG, potentially. Barring a
30 seconds
crazy
left.
thrifty from Foot. I'm just curious when that timeout is going to come through. That's the real big question now. Is
It feels like it has to be after this round.
yeah, I mean NRG now really starting to get some wind underneath their sails.
It's just a matter of, do you call it ahead of a thrifty attempt, or do you try to just call it for the buy? Either way.
10 seconds left.
If not this round, then the next.
Love that.
Sociable, yep, at least just getting another ult charge, 3 away from having that orbital strike online. But NRG, given this wiggle room, given this opportunity, now it's just 4
Round win
more
aa raha hai.
rounds to go to push this into another overtime.
I mean, I love those extra layers of trips. It just makes it so easy. Throw the smokes up, start spamming through. And yeah, a little bit of a oopsies on the blast packs from Zeus. It's been incredible. Are going to have that Guardian, another one able to be bought in. Sop going with the Marshal, couple Sheriffs, Cristalli no armor. I wouldn't expect you want to invest the ults here. Maybe you get, ooh.
Cheeky. Most amount of damage, but
Still scary.
Tyler goes in and okay, yeah, I was going to say, Guardian, bit higher penetration compared to that Vandal, will be able to find a bit more damage in exchange. Ethan just going to be backpedaling away as Stop making sure that Pain Shell is not going to clear him. But also decides to take the orb for himself. He passed this over to Zeus. He would have had that showstopper online.
Could just be thinking a round ahead here, maybe. Let's see what they want to do, but NRG has got the strong side read.
As they check back through this holes, they pop the door, they scale forward and haunt out as well towards the spawn.
Yeah, they know.
This is going to give them a very good idea. So Ethan looking like he's going to go for the pivot and just leave Mata on an angle.
Look at Yedajay though. Let's see.
Oh, the up and over right in front of Brock, and he's going to take that one damn easily. Kill found, right to the rope. Kiko unable to find the catch there. Two-Minster escape, but now they're going to be pinned in as Keiko quickly sits down two. That Marshall not going to be able to do a damn thing here. Kiko considers going for the push, but doesn't want to give him the chance, doesn't want to give him that freebie, that weapon.
Last player standing.
Now he has been found, and it's just down to Yedajay to try to stop this from being a flawless, and he will be able to do so, but he can't find the follow-up. Kiko gets the 3K, and NRG get 3 rounds away.
I think this is where that timeout has to come through for Foot. You've got 3 big ults, so whatever the coaches have drawn up for this situation,
come back to
called in here.
बड़ा अच्छा गेम
Some kind of set idea off the start. So as NRG, this disruption can continue. The way that they've been mirroring, they've been matching Foot, they've been guessing correctly kind of where they want to end up, especially with that Cypher util. Scuba's done a really nice job these last couple of rounds of being in the right place at the right time to completely stymie Foot from getting anything going into these rounds. So more of that. They're really getting a good read now onto this map. I mean, they're pushing for space, and they're making quick rotations off of that information.
I mean, like you said, it's 3 ultimates to try to work with. A Nightfall available for Ethan on the other side. They'll run it back, 1 charge away from Kiko after that 3K in the previous round. But if you cannot get this one to go as Foot, if you commit everything into this, You're draining all of your ults, your bank account as well, and you are opening the door for NRG to run this all the way back into overtime. 4 rounds in a row, already given over. 3 more to make what's worst nightmares come true.
I mean, they've already faced this pressure. Foot stood tall on Haven. Now another gut check against a team that has faced many of these before and come through. See what they can do. A little bit of a delayed hit here towards Dish. The Haunt, though, does get cleared, so there's going to be awareness that this is an A crunch. At least that's the initial thought.
Power checking. That is a big brain use of that Nightfall. Goes out, and the one in reply finds absolutely no one. Is Mana. Snipes Zeus out of the sky. Sop is dead. He's dead. Is able to find a second. And the nightmare becomes reality. As Foot cannot find a damn thing.
I mean, do you consider the save here? I think you have to, but there's so much time. Let's get
He'll
one.
be able to find the one. Need at least 3 more before he'd be willing to commit an orbital strike.
साला तीनों एक जगह से पिक करेंगे इसे.
I think in the end this is going
क्या
to
है ये वॉच पर यार ये ना वैलोरेंट का टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है. अंडर बढ़िया.
other than that Guardian to cling to, but everything is just a world away, out of reach.
कल तो तुम्हारी छुट्टी है.
Guarded by NRG. We're not looking to give him a single pixel to take a shot at.
No, there's just no hope. No chance. Checking for the
10
flank.
seconds left.
And now they're going to go on this hunt. Finds the first. Decides to plant his feet. We'll get a bit of that regen armor back in. Already has the ult. NRG should want to try to take this gun out of his hands. Looks like Sociable will be allowed to survive.
उन्होंने भी भाई पीक नहीं किया मगर.
To the rest of his team. But NRG are continuing to run this back as the economy again gets shattered. There's another ult, another 2 ultimates get committed into this round to no avail.
This is kind of telegraphed here by Foot. There's a deep haunt early. And Ethan clears it and immediately just takes a timing on the Nightfall. That forces out the Nightfall from Foot. Doesn't hit anything. Whereas Ethan hits almost the whole team. And then they can just position themselves to shut this down, Kiko. Going out early, but delayed. The Haunt going to keep him at bay. Clear the trip.
Get out of my way.
Scuba again.
बोरिंग लग रहा है.
Plenty of players
बोरिंग लग रहा है.
to run it back.
क्या?
Rush forward, but it's just going to be a tuck down into the sewers here.
बोरिंग नहीं है रे. बहुत तगड़ा खेल रहे हैं यार.
Catch anyone in transit.
वॉच पार्टी में तो होगा ही.
Ult expires, all players of Foot now joining together. Drifting back towards halls, where it is just Ethan to try to hold this line.
God, you got to be careful with the sound cues.
C's at the ready.
बोल तो रहे हैं FU टीम में जो है टीम.
Ethan will reposition.
ये इंडिया का टीम है. इंडिया का प्लेयर है. बोल तो रहे.
The door is shut. And Ethan plays over towards that dish side, but now the noise is going to be made. Stomping their way forward. The blast pack entry again going to be denied, as well as Scuba snipes up out of the sky.
Cage triggered.
Sociable only able to find the one. And Scuba still watching this angle. Yet does manage to skirt his way across.
दो बंदे कैसे संभालेंगे?
But Molly into the open. And Sociable again, the last one standing. The Molotov forward to try to cut them off on this approach.
Enemy down.
He's able to find one, but the defuse is going to be stuck in shortly. He does not commit the ultimate to this one. Held to half, the op shot going wide.
भाई देखो क्या डिफेंड किया कल पीछे में. भाई वो देखा तूने क्या क्या डिफेंड किया वो अकेले 4 बंदों को देखा. चलो यार बीजी में खेले. बस ये लास्ट राउंड है होने वाला है. बस इसके बाद चलते हैं. अभी सोच रहा था आज जरा कुछ गेम तो करके लग रहा था ऐसे भाई आ रही थी कि तुम आओगे. बस 1-2 राउंड बचे हुए इनके ना. बीजीएमआई खेलते हैं भाई. लेट खेलना पड़ेगा फिर मेरे साथ. ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम जल्दी खेल के निकल जाओ.
6
जाने ही
rounds
नहीं दूंगा
go.
बेटा.
It felt all but assured. And here we are. One more chance. Mata has a convergent pass. Everybody else, 1 or 2 away for NRG for some of the important ones. Just a
trap play here on a Brock.
मेरे लिए यार
Able to pick him apart, that Odin not able to find much damage.
मैं भी सोच रहा हूँ BGMI में कमबैक कर.
Spot out here on the rotations, 3 players on this A side of the map, and immediately foot. Look to backpedal. Work their way over to B. Mana. Solo player here.
एनर्जी को लास्ट राउंड निकालना पड़ेगा. निकाल देगा ना. चलो.
Again, that convergent path's available. Could just absolutely cook them here. Tower, but he doesn't manage to find that jump shot.
Oh my god.
Into the convergent paths. He wants to go for the re-peek. He wants to try to find a kill. The Cloudburst expiring.
और उसको अंदर घुस के जा. वैसे नहीं घुस सकते.
Now having the trade. The player advantage.
अरे शुभ भाई है को चैट.
Survives with 2 HP. The operator now in hand, staring at the canteen. He's got Scuba. Zeus has the spray down! And out of nowhere! But
जीत गए. F2 जीत गए.
denied! They eliminate the reigning world champions of NRG!
NRG को वर्ल्ड चैंपियन थी वो पिछली बार. तो बाहर कर दिया. अच्छा खेल मगर कमबैक बहुत प्यारा कर रहा है. बहुत तगड़ा, बहुत तगड़ा.
And it took the very last round of regulation, but they are moving on. And NRG showed us once again they are resilient as hell, but it just wasn't enough this time.
These players continue to be class on NRG, but commiserations. Losing out on playoffs is going to feel like a massive blow. But you know that after a brief break, we are going to see these guys back on the grind. And in all likelihood, back on the global stage. They will be hungry for Shanghai, but for now, Foot are starving for a Masters London trophy.
What a feast here today for Zeus. Absolutely incredible, absolutely instrumental on those last 2 maps to get them over the line, and then fitting that in that last round it's him to secure it.
Yeah, quieted the whole run back there for NRG, but it is none other than Zeus to absolutely silence their hopes, their dreams of pushing that into overtime. A momentous win for this team, for the coaching staff. And a big sigh of relief, you have to suspect.
Oh yeah.
But a day off and a draw, but let's go ahead and throw it down for the Rise and post-match interview.
Breathing a sigh of relief for the boys from Foot right now. I'm going to take Crossley once he's taken this photo. We've also got Scarlett translating because Crossley has never done an international winners interview before. Crossley, first of all, closing maps and series out for Foot has been a bit of an issue in EMEA, and today you nearly went to overtime again. How did you manage to win the series in the end?
Yani aslında zordu bizim için. Sonda çünkü adamlar 5 tane round ardı, 5 mi 6 mı arda round aldılar.
बच्चे भी नहीं. अबे क्या हो रहा है? चलो देख लेंगे। अच्छा चल, ज्यादा अच्छा भी ना चल, थोड़ा अच्छा चल, ज्यादा उम्मीद नहीं करते। कौन बोल रहा था? तो फिर अपडेट आ गई क्या? अरे आरपी है कि नहीं? आरपी बंद तो नहीं गई? आरपी है कि नहीं अपने पास?
This is a simulation game set in a virtual world and does not represent real life. Please play in moderation, take frequent breaks, and play responsibly.
Team match. Let's go.
Point for the red team.
Yes.
भाई किसी में दम है तो 4 नंबर से ज्यादा किल करके दिखाओ।
Okay.
Killing spree for the blue team.
यार मैं तुम भगवान हो क्या? बताओ।
ये बात करी ना उसने, भगवान हो गया। सही बात होगी, सही कट ठीक। जी भाई क्या हाल है? अरे आदमी, आवाज सही आ रही है अभी? अभी तो नहीं आ रही ना आवाज में से?
जी
हवा हवा तो नहीं आ रही ना अभी?
ये तो नहीं आ रही, मेरी सही आ रही
अरे तुमने तो नया माइक ले लिया मुझे लग रहा।
क्या?
अच्छी आवाज आ रही है, अच्छी।
अबे फोन का यार, वो क्या बोलते हैं, फोन चार्ज में है ना, थोड़ी देर।
फोन का आवाज है?
चार्ज में लगा रखा है, चार्ज में।
चलो डेथ मैच लगाओ भाई।
अरे ये बोल के दिखाओ।
क्या बोल?
क्या लगाऊं बताओ।
डेथ मैच लगाओ, डेथ मैच।
रेडी रेडी। अबे ऐसे बोल के दिखाओ, देखो।
पूछ के तो दिखाओ।
टूटे चोंच का तोता, तोते की चोंच टूटी, इसे 3 बार बोलो लगातार।
नहीं हो पाएगा,
हेलो।
नहीं हो पाएगा भाई, मुश्किल है।
अबे ट्राई तो करो।
टूटी की तोच की टूटी। क्या?
This is a simulation game set in a virtual world and does not represent real life. Please play in moderation, take frequent breaks, and play responsibly.
टूटी चूच की चूची। सुन रहे हो?
पकड़े तो स्कूल में यार।
तुम ही तो भाई बोल रहे हो, ये बोलो।
I need a weapon.
Let's go.
गलत गलत चीजें
हवा आ
बोल
रही
रहे
है।
हो, अभी थोड़ी ना आ रही है।
Blue team has scored for the first time.
नहीं आ रही ना अब? अब तो नहीं आ रही ना?
अभी भी आ रही।
अरे नहीं आ रही यार उस्ताद, झूठ मत बोलो।
मजाक तो नहीं कर रहा आदमी।
अभी सही कर दो, हेडफोन तो लगा लो पहले।
Reloading.
हमारी हमारी अब आ रही क्या उसका?
ना अब नहीं आ रही।
यही तो पंडा है। अरे एक किल तो ले जाने देते। लगी रहता है। अरे बड़ा दिन बाद खेल रहा हूँ ना, आज वो नहीं रहा मुझसे। तेरे लिए तेरे लिए तेरे लिए वॉचिंग भी देखो कम कम आ गई है। है
ग्लेशियर तो चमकाओ।
ग्लेशियर अपग्रेड नहीं करी ना। अरे साला चुका कितना गंदा गेम है। So, fine. बड़ा कड़क मार रहे हैं। रिलोड भी ऐसे टाइम पे मारी ना।
अबे हम तो ही खेल रहे हैं क्या?
अरे यार एक तो डैमेज तो बहुत है। अरे नहीं है नहीं है।
अरे यार रिकॉर्ड आ गई। मेरे 1v3 कर दिया। 2v3
इतना गंदा लैग हो रहा है गेम कहाँ से चले गए। उससे एक शॉट में मार दिया शॉटगन की वहां से। तो यहाँ 30 मारनी पड़ रही होती। राइट देख लूं। और पीछे आ गए।
You're about to.
अबे भाई एक किल चाहिए और अबे यार ब्रदर
एक मार। गेम तो चल नहीं रहा है यार, कहाँ खेला जाएगा गेम तो। दो तो इवेंट है इसमें, कौन सा खेलना है? ज्यादा मैचेस वाला कौन सा है इसमें रिकॉल मिलता है?
हेलो
रिकॉल किस में मिलता है यार? लगाओ 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 रिकॉल।
हेलो हेलो
यो माइक बंद कर रखा था यार, मेरा लैग हो रहा था ये। बहुत लैग।
This is a simulation game set in a virtual world and does not represent real life. Please play in moderation, take frequent breaks, and play responsibly.
I got 5 eliminations just now.
कहाँ जाओगे?
कवर दे रे हवले।
इवेंट है कहाँ? मैं सारे 20 की मगर चल रहा है। मुझे लग रहा है उल्टा हिट
तुमने
था।
कौन सा ले रखा हेडफोन?
अभी कौन सा है? अच्छा है ना?
तुम्हारा
Not a problem.
बढ़िया नहीं है क्या?
नॉइस कैंसलेशन नहीं है यार तुम्हारे में।
अरे मैं कूलर के बगल में बैठा हुआ है।
यार मैं भी कूलर से चिपक के खड़ा था।
खड़ा था फिर
ठंडा कर रहा था।
तब क्या हुआ? आगे बंदा है भाई।
यहाँ दिखा दे।
आराम से भाई।
ठीक करते हैं।
गुस्सा नहीं बाबा।
बहुत मुझे खेलना है।
तुम्हारी आवाज इतनी कम क्यों हो जाती है?
अभी सही नहीं आ रही क्या आवाज?
सही है।
ऐसी बातें कर रहे हो, फोन में हेडफोन लगाने नहीं है हेडफोन। भाई को कह रहे हो खराब है हमारी। कितने किल मारूं आज बता दो।
50 तो मारे दो। 6x चाहिए क्या?
नेट मार रहा हूँ। ओके
यहाँ दिखा दे।
अरे तीनों को भर दिया क्या?
तीनों को कर दिया गुत्ती लाल, तीनों की गुत्ती लाल।
गलत है यार, गलत।
गलत क्यों है? बीजीएमआई में कमबैक कर दूं क्या मैं?
अरे मैं तो बोल ही रहा हूँ।
बोल ही रहे, बोलते ही हो ना तुम। साथ में खेलते स्क्वाड चाहिए अपन को।
अबे क्या था वो ग्रुप में तुमने बोला
Please recall me.
अरे यार वो बंदा फिर वो ही नहीं कर रहा है, रिस्पॉन्स ही नहीं कर रहा है, क्या करूं? मैं बिजी हो गया हूं।
वाली बात होगी यार।
कोई बात नहीं, नहीं हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है तो खेलेंगे ना, बिजी हो रहा है।
ऐसे तो नहीं चलेगा।
यही चलता है इंडिया में। इंडिया में ऐसे ही चलता है भाई। मेरे चैनल पे तो नहीं आ रहा था ना ऐसा अल्लाह उल्लाह?
ना उस पे नहीं आता।
अरे उसमें महंगा माइक लगा रखा है ना यार, कहाँ से आएगा?
थोड़ा महंगे माइक लेके आया रे। कहाँ तो यूज कर रहे हैं।
अबे महंगे माइक से
स्ट्रीमर हो यार तुम।
अरे हाँ
ब्रांड लाओ।
भाई बकचोदी मत करो। ठीक है कर दो। ब्रांड लाऊं, मैं लाऊं तो यार।
है ब्रांड वालों कांटेक्ट करो यार पीयूष भाई से यार।
जो रानी थे 50-60 की। आज थोड़ा हल्का चल रहा है, आज स्मूथ चल रहा है गेम, आज क्यों स्मूथ चल रहा है?
I got supplies.
अभी 1-2 मैच स्मूथ चलेगा बस।
मैं कहाँ से वो बोरिंग सा लगा दिया था भयंकर।
बंदे के चलते हैं।
यहाँ दिखा दे।
आ रहा बोरिंग सा नहीं था, वॉच पार्टी था, उसको बोरिंग ही होता है। तो बॉट मार दिएगा, बॉट है।
Marked a location.
बॉट पीछे तेरी बहन को मैं तो क्यों मार रहा है भाई? बात होगी माँ कसम।
कितने किल करोगे?
किल करेगा है बंदा उतरा है मुझे लगा। ट्रेन उड़ाओगे? नहीं यार, बात तो सही है उससे, मगर थोड़ा हमने चला दिया प्लेन, मुझे लग रहा है चला ही दो। तो इतने सारे 8 ड्रिंक है मेरे पे यार, तुम्हें चाहिए होगी तो बताना ठीक। Uncle Lucy was here.
बंदे स्पॉट करो।
स्पार्ट करें? बंदे स्पार्ट नहीं कर सकते, बंदे हमें स्पार्ट करेंगे।
अरे स्पॉट बोल रहा हूँ।
हाँ हाँ, बंदे हमें स्पार्ट करेंगे, अभी टेंशन। तुम समझे ही नहीं मेरी मजाक। बंदे कूद के मारो। तेल कितना है? तेल भी नहीं है तो सही कर रहे हो, सही कर रहे हो। कूद जाऊंगा तो मरूंगा तो नहीं ना? वो बंदा 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 इधर
मसला हो गया जी,
इधर की तरफ
मसला हो
बंदे
गया जी। गाड़ी मार्क करा दे।
नीचे बंदा है गुरु।
मसला हो गया जी।
बहुत डैमेज मारा मैं उसको, बहुत डैमेज मार दिया। मानोगे नहीं। मेरे बंदा
यहाँ दिखा दे।
ऊपर बंदा।
There's an ambush. Play it safe.
गाड़ी बदल, मेरे पे 2 रिलोड है यार। नहीं साउंड आया। ओके
यहाँ दिखा दे।
नौ के बंदा, मगर इधर अंदर बंदे। नाइस वन। अरे राइट में बंदे हैं हमारे यार। नहीं यार बहन चू इतना लैग फिनिश कर
Don't give up. Your teammates can
एक ही
still
बंदा बचा
recall you.
दो हो गए रिवाइव
Please recall me.
अबे हमें रिकॉल भी नहीं मिला क्या
दोनों तरफ से अबे हम तो इवेंट में तो थे
इवेंट पे थे तो हमें मिला क्यों नहीं मरे तो थे नहीं हम एक बार भी इवेंट से ही तो आए थे यार
या पोस्टिंग के में नहीं था क्या
बोलो इसे लाला को लाला
4 नंबर रिकॉल कर दे
Please recall me.
पता नहीं कहाँ लेके जाएगा अभी यार लाला फिर तो बनते हो वॉचिंग भी नहीं आई आज यार शॉर्ट लाइव स्ट्रीम करो फिर बड़ी लाइव स्ट्रीम करो तब ऐसे ही होती है
अबे कल आएगी देखना वॉचिंग बढ़िया
क्यों कल क्या है? कल क्या है गुरु जी ऐसा कल वॉचिंग में दिखने
अबे ऐसे टाइम पे क्या करो ना जब बड़े स्ट्रीमर लाइव ना हो
अच्छा मतलब उनके हिसाब से लाइव जाओ
ज्यादातर ऑडियंस फिर वहीं जाती है ना
अरे यार वो तो रहेंगे ही यार उनका तो काम
समझ
ही है
रहे हो
उनका तो काम ही है ना
I'm
लाला
recalling a teammate.
लाइव कर
Please recall me. Thanks.
क्या है ना
मसला हो गया जी
ये क्या बनते हैं मतलब
Watch out.
बग्गी है इस तरफ
मंगाया है कोई क्या नंबर उड़ रहा है क्यों
Marked an airdrop.
से मंगाओ क्या बंदा है इधर आ?
मार करो
अरे मेरी बिल्डिंग में मार
यहाँ
कैसे
दिखा
करूं
दे
मैं ड्रॉप ये किसका किल था
चैनल नंबर क्या है तू मेरे को लूटने दे मेरे भाई मैं ऊपर से आया हूँ यार
ऊपर से कहाँ से भाई
अबे ऊपर से मर के मतलब क्या क्या था ड्रॉप में सब छान दिया है इन्होंने भी ना छोड़े नहीं।
निकलते हैं यार यहाँ से
चलो कहाँ निकले कुछ नहीं छोड़ा उधर अच्छी कैसी बूस्ट करेंगे। लेवल 2 का वेस्ट छोड़ा हुआ कहीं? गाड़ी निकाल लो ऐसे। ओके
यहाँ दिखा दे।
मुझे उतरवा दो। अरे इतना दिमाग मत लगाओ। तेज दिमाग मत लगाओ। अभी आगे तक जाओगे उस्ताद। उस्ताद बड़ा आगे तक जाओ फिर। मैं जाता आगे।
यार मैंने ईयरफोन नहीं लगा रखे हैं।
अब तो चार्ज लगा रखे ना तुमने। तो उठाओ 3 नंबर। बंदे आने वाला स्पॉट यही है।
लैग भी हो ही रहा है।
अरे यार सूट तक नहीं है ना। ये गाड़ी लगी
यहाँ दिखा दे।
गुड ड्राइविंग यार। ना गुड ड्राइविंग। वापस करवा दिया। गाड़ी वहीं लेके जाओ ना यार। गाड़ी यहीं उतरवा दी तुमने। क्या फायदा हुआ बताओ।
अरे बंदे को पेल तो दिया था यार, वो देखो
अरे
ना, उससे पेल दो पेल दो पेल दो।
कहाँ पे तुम?
हाँ बढ़िया।
तुम गाड़ी में बैठे उतर भी नहीं रहे हो यार। हद हो रखी तुम्हारी।
Nice.
है?
मुझे लगा अकेला है, एक ही
अरे
दिखा
अकेला
मुझे।
क्यों? वो दिखे थे मुझे तो तभी तो बोला गाड़ी लगाओ। गाड़ी तो तुम लगा भी नहीं रहे। मैच निकालते हैं अभी आगे और आगे। सही है।
इधर आओ, यहाँ देखो।
देखो आ गया मैं। क्या कर रहा है? What are you doing man? इसे क्या कर रहा है भाई? तुम पे क्या किया है भाई? यहाँ भी तो नहीं रहा है यार। कहाँ चले गए हो? अरे गुरुजी कहाँ हो? गुरुजी भाग दिए। 4 नंबर को उठाना पड़ेगा भाई। 4 नंबर आ जा रहे भाई। क्या कर रहा है गुफा में? अबे 4 नंबर जल्दी आ। जल्दी बैठ। बैठ जल्दी, बंदे आ रहे, पहले जाएगा। तू तो महान प्लेयर है यार। गाड़ी लेके गाड़ी लेके गाड़ी लेके आ इधर। सारे बंदे खत्म कर दिए। ये क्या है, बंदा है? कहाँ है यू?
वो भी मारता है, पता है बंदों को।
कैसे
वो
मारता
मारेगा
है?
वो, अगर बंदे के पास गए तो तुम।
हेलो दो मिनट भाई, जल्दी चलो।
अरे गाड़ी लिया चीचा।
भाई चलो, भाई चलो आले।
चाचा, चाचा, चाचा,
सब चलो आले।
वास्ते गए ना। चाचा, वास्ते गए ना।
चलो चलो भाई चलो।
गाड़ी का है छोड़ी आएगा चाचा।
जल्दी भाग 2 नंबर।
अबे गाड़ी लिया चाचा। गाड़ी कहाँ है अपनी?
वो खड़ी है बाहर,
तो
लेने
लेके
जाओ
तो आ
गाड़ी।
जाओ यार, तुम भी तो यार चाचा।
जल्दी चलो जल्दी। साइड में खड़ी, साइड में। जल्दी चलो साइड जल्दी।
जा रहे हैं।
भाई जल्दी चलो।
Well done.
जा रहे हैं मेरी जान।
मेरे पिया।
कहाँ से हो मेरी जान? सो
चलो भाई जल्दी फटाफट। गाड़ी उठाओ।
कहाँ जाना है भाई,
पीछे
कहाँ
जा
जाना है,
उठाओ।
जाना कहाँ है?
पीछे से गाड़ी उठा के ला रहा हूँ।
भाई 4 नंबर जोन के बाहर क्यों जा रहे हो?
अरे रहने दे।
गाड़ी उठाने आई।
क्या है?
यही है ना बंदूक की गाड़ी?
4 नंबर हील करो।
इतना मतलब गेम तो काफी खींचा रहे हैं। जा रहे हैं भाई। हो गया। टीममेट, एक टीममेट की जरूरत पड़ जाती है। चलो 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 चलो, करने में लगा रहा हूँ। चलो अरे कलेक्ट तो करने देते नहीं है। ऐसे गेम प्ले तो सही खेला ना मैंने, कड़क। माइकी बंदूक।
This is a simulation game set in a virtual world and does not represent real life. Please play in moderate. Take frequent breaks and play responsibly.
गेम तो ठीक ही खेला मैं.
Here we go.
तो भाई इजी हो गया.
It is showtime.
क्या? इसका गेम. फोटो.
मैं चलाऊंगा.
Search
कौन
for
सी दुनिया
vehicles.
में
है मियाँ. Search for vehicles. Bring up voice chat.
फॉलो कर ले.
I got supplies.
अरे कहाँ हो भाई? राइट भाई. खींचा भी ना एकदम.
Marked a location. Marked a location.
यहाँ दिखा दे.
रात को किधर है? रात को किधर है?
Great.
Help.
हेल्प. अरे मोटो भाई तुम भी ना यार. कहीं भी चले जाते.
Watch out. Help. Help.
नाइस मेरे भाई. तूने संभाल दी यार. पकड़ा संभाल दी यार तू तो.
हीलिंग है हीलिंग.
बोले तू.
आगे खतरा है.
Watch out.
देखो वाला.
उधर देख.
अरे मैंने
Marked a location.
ये आ जाओ आ जाओ. जगह छोड़नी भी होती कभी कभी यार. भाई कभी कभी ना जगह छोड़ भी देनी.
कहाँ चले गए?
बोल तो रहा हूँ तुमको जगह छोड़ दूं कह रहे हैं. आना जरा आगे।
यहाँ दिखा दे।
Help!
नहीं आओगे क्या मोटू भाई?
Help!
माँ कसम। हाँ वहाँ मत जाना। बोलो ओए, अरे माइक तो बोलो यार गुरु। कहाँ हो? ओ भाई यार बोल रहे थे हमने एम ली थी।
Help!
चैट आज आई नहीं है।
I'm recalling a teammate. Thanks. Help! I'm recalling a teammate. Not a problem. Thanks.
मेरे पास सप्लाईज
बॉल
हैं।
बॉल में लग गए भी। माइक तो बोल लो भाई।
Get in the car.
क्या हो गया? बोल ही नहीं रहे। बोर करते हो बोर।
मेरे पास सप्लाईज हैं।
करते हैं फिर। तेरी चेन।
मैं चलाऊंगा।
सुमड़ी में हल्के हल्के। इधर है।
Marked a location.
देख लिया वो गन दिख रही है उसकी। देख लिया उसने।
एक नॉक
Location.
आगे आओ। किस पैसे ये कितना वस्तु
I got supplies.
अबे यार तुम्हें देख के हंसी आ गई मैं क्या तुम भी सांप बन रहे थे मेरे साथ
नहीं पड़ती है भाई। जटिल आता कोचिंग ही नहीं आई यार भाई बहुत
भाई गेम खेलते हुए चार्ज तो हो ही नहीं रहा फोन
जितने चार्ज नहीं हो रहा कौन सी भाई टैक्स क्या डाले थे टैक्स क्या टैक्स दोगे मेरे को बढ़िया से वायरल वाले टैक्स दोगे तो यार कुछ भी नहीं है अकेले अकेले पता नहीं क्या करूं समझ नहीं आ रहा मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा
चलाओ
आपका मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा खेलने का मन नहीं है ना तुम्हारा ये कहाँ जा रहे तुम
Watch out!
नहीं रुके
Marked a location.
ऐसे छोटे
उधर देख।
तो मेरे पे तो स्कोप भी नहीं है
गाड़ी आई
Marked a location. Marked a location.
उधर देख, गाड़ी है।
चले क्या
तो ओपन में कौन जाता है ऐसे बेवकूफी जैसे आओ अच्छी भाई
आगे खतरा है।
यार दे रहा अरे तुम मेरे को भी अटका रहे हो भाई गॉड अरे आओ ये रहा
यहाँ दिखा
अरे
दे।
पीछे है तुम्हारे हाँ इस यार दूसरी गन चेंज कर लो पहले जाओगे जल्दी हाथ लगाओ मैं मर रहा हूँ भाई
जो यार मोली है मोली 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 मोली
सेंड आती है मैं फिर रेड
जाओ,
कम बैक मैं तो यार वेट कर रहा हूँ स्ट्रीम पे बने रहो
उर्दू किया
मर्जी है बड़ा लेट आया तुम तीनों तो मैंने निपटा दी लास्ट बंदा बचाओ
अबे फोन इतना हीट हो रहा है भयंकर यहाँ
अरे 120 एफपीएस हीट हो रहा तुम्हारा भाई गॉड मैं 60 पे क्या हो रहा हूँ
अबे 120 नहीं 220 एफपीएस
क्यों नया नहीं ले लिया
मेरे
तुमने
पास
वो
सप्लाईज हैं।
अबे बीजीएमआई वाले से सेटिंग है यार
नहीं लिया क्या तुमने डिवाइस अच्छे सबसे डिवाइस नहीं है तुम पे
बताइए वहाँ तो किसी को ये सिगरेट आते हैं बीजीएमआई और मेरी
तुमने डिवाइस
उधर
लिया है
देख।
कि नहीं लिया है बताओ डिवाइस नहीं ले रखे तुमने नहीं बोल भी नहीं रहा है तुमको
Watch
बंदे
out!
बंदे इधर
Watch out! Watch out!
गाड़ी है मार के इसके बगैर भाई
उड़ के
हाथ तो लगा दो यार
Watch out!
बहुत तगड़ा उड़ता है उठोगे
Marked an airdrop.
उठो पे
टॉप के पीछे है बंदा ठीक है
बस मर गया भाई भाई मैं बस भाई तो बैठ ही नहीं रहा मेरे साथ भाई बोल रहा है यहाँ बंदे लड़का मैंने स्कूल में बंदे हैं
Marked a location.
हाँ कहाँ
यहाँ दिखा दे, यहाँ दिखा दे।
लैग तो मेरा भी तगड़ा होता
Fall
है
back to
स्ट्रीम को लाइक
safe
कर देना है
zone.
जो दिख रहा है फटाफट उससे स्ट्रीम को लाइक
यहाँ दिखा दे।
Marked a location. Marked a location. Marked a location.
बे आ जाओ यूके भाई
लास्ट जोन है क्या
फिर जोन में फंस जाओगे।
शिफ्ट तो ही कर रहा हूँ मेरी जान आने की, मुझे दो जाने की।
Help!
स्टैंड बराबर किया, रिकॉल नहीं बचा होगा।
Not a problem.
नहीं यार, वो बंदा है जो पता नहीं कहाँ से उसने टाइम वेस्ट कर दिया। स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो बस फटाफट से। फटाफट से लाइक कर दो, शेयर कर दो, जरा चैनल को कहीं कहीं भेज दो यार, उसको शेयर कर दो।
Help!
ब्रिज के नीचे एक बैठा है बंदा।
इसे तेरे बंदे गाड़ी आ गई है, फोटो ब्लॉग
अरे इसके जान ब्रिज के नीचे एक बैठा है।
विदाउट हेडफोन कर लेना और ये आवाज नहीं आती। नेक्स्ट मैच खेलोगे सर? नेक्स्ट मैच
नहीं तो
वेरी मच राइट में यहाँ से पढ़ते, यहाँ लेट जाओ। पूरे सेक्सी स्प्रे हॉली मार दो वहाँ। चले वहां तक नहीं जाएगा, और आगे फेंको, और आगे फेंको। हो गया रिकॉर्ड, हो गया था वो। थोड़ा सा और आगे फेंक देते ना।
हीटिंग इशू हो रही है यार फोन में ज्यादा ही।
अब कितना हो गया चार्ज फोन है? व्हाट? नहीं सोच रहा था, सोच रहा था। अबे कहाँ चला गया भाई? वो मेरा दोस्त था, किक मारा क्या तुमने? भाई नहीं खेल रहे क्या?
और
नहीं खेल रहे हो क्या?
वो हीट हो रहा है, फोन चार्ज ही नहीं हो रहा वहां का।
क्या करोगे फिर?
कल खेलूंगा। कल खेलोगे?
चलो ठीक है, कल मिलते हैं। ओके। एंकर 2 गेम खेले भाई, भाग गया। स्ट्रेटजी, साइड भाई की स्ट्रेटजी है।
पीयूष भी लाइव है।
लाइव आवाज नहीं आ रही क्या?
Impressive.
यहाँ दिखा दे।
Attack the mark.
अबे भाई, लोकेशन तो खत्म। दो बंदे दिक्कत। घुसो। घुसो तो यार तुम बैठ। जो बंदा इसके अंदर।
location. Watch out! Help! I'm really sorry.
थोड़ी सी है, थोड़ी सी है.
I'm recalling a teammate. Thanks. Help! I'm recalling a teammate. Thanks. Don't give up. Your teammates can still recall you. Please recall me. Got it. I'm recalling a teammate. I'm recalling a teammate. Attack the mark.
सबमिटेड है, सबमिटेड। वेट। मेरे आवाज नहीं आ रही क्या किसी को? आवाज नहीं आ रही क्या किसी को?
मेरे पास सप्लाईज हैं।
अरे 4 नंबर आवाज नहीं आ रही क्या तेरे को? हेलो।
आ रही है पर साफ नहीं आ रही।
बेटी उठने जाना है।
यहाँ दिखा दे।
Got it.
गाड़ी से
आगे खतरा है, आगे खतरा है। आगे खतरा है।
लोग दे
Marked a location.
एमो दे रहे, घर को लेके जाता क्या? एमो दे रहे, घर को लेके जाता क्या?
Marked an enemy's death crate. Fall back to safe zone.
यहाँ दिखा दे।
Marked a location.
आगे नहीं चला गया अभी बहुत गंदा खेल